It's challenging to answer the question who you are. You know, what's your social security number? How many kids do you have? Where do you live? I'm not sure a lot of that is really important in the scheme of things. It's mostly an accident of when you were born and where you live. For me, who you are is about who you choose to be. And I choose to be a teacher. That whenever I can, I try to seek out situations where I can help someone go from here to here, where I can help notice things, talk about them, and then teach people how to take advantage of the opportunities in the world around them. The media loves to keep score. And when Yoyodyne reached a certain size, it was pretty clear to me that I couldn't keep balancing the whole thing on my shoulders. So we sold it to Yahoo, and it was perfect timing, and Yahoo was at the center of the internet universe in 1999. What I learned there is that big, successful organizations easily get stuck. That it's easy when you're hitting on all cylinders and reaching your goals to dismiss the next thing, the big thing, the thing that will make the world change. So Yahoo, while I was there, dismissed buying Netscape. They dismissed buying or copying or working with Google. They, you go down the list of the next generation of the internet, all walked through the doors of Yahoo and then walked out because it would represent too much of a threat. And so the biggest thing I learned was that embracing those threats when you're doing well is the only way to continue staying vibrant. The challenge of innovation and of being a writer and of being creative are all tied up in one thing, which is learning how to see. Seeing the world around you, noticing the shifts. If we look at the death of newspapers, the death of the record industry, the birth of online connection, none of it was a surprise. The signals were all there. The signs were all there. The question is, will you choose to notice it? So what I do for a living is I notice things. And I can see things that other people are choosing not to see only because I practice. Only because every day, from the minute I wake up until the minute I go to bed, I look around me and I notice things on purpose. In 1970, marketing and advertising were the same thing. That the way you did marketing was you did advertising. I think we can all agree today that that's not true. The question then is marketing, Facebook likes? No. Marketing is what you make, why you make it, how you talk about what you make. We've moved marketing from the last step to the first step. That if you design a car that can't help but be talked about, you just did marketing, not merely design. If you redo your production process so that the effluent that you produce goes down by 90% and people choose to talk about it, you've done marketing, not waste management control. All of it becomes marketing. Nobody cares about facts or figures or numbers or dynamics or percentages. No one. All we care about is the story we tell ourselves about those figures. That the story we tell ourselves, if you believe that a lighter car is going to be better to drive than a heavier car, you will pay attention to its weight. But if you don't tell yourself that story, you're not going to even look. It's irrelevant. So I don't wake up every morning saying, how will I persuade the world to care about stories? I'm just noticing the fact that the world cares about stories. And my job is to point out to you that if you're not telling a story that resonates with me, then you're invisible. And so what you need to do before you invent the product is build the story into the product so that people will have a reason to care about it. Art has nothing to do with painting. Sitting in a village in China painting the same painting over and over and over again, that's not art, right? That's paint by numbers. That's producing something. But we can agree that Shakespeare was an artist, and Jackson Pollock, but maybe even Marcel Duchamp, who in 1917 put a urinal into an art exhibit. Right? The second guy to put in a urinal was a plumber, but the first guy was an artist. And that distinction is important because it means that the first guy did something daring, did something new, did something human. He connected with people, and that's what art is. It doesn't matter if you're in a gallery. You can be a customer service rep. You can be a salesperson. You can be in charge of R&D in your company. But art is the guts to say, this might not work. And art is when a human being stands up and says, here, I made this. And we're not doing enough of those things. It's fun to talk about the cultural relevance of one country's approach when it comes to another country. The challenge is the internet means that the country doesn't matter so much anymore. If all you want to do is sell flowers on the corner of a little street in Oslo, then you don't need to know any of this stuff. Because you have your tribe, you're going to either sell to them or you're not. But sooner or later the world is going to show up. And when the world shows up, the question is your tribe going to leave? Or are the people on the outside going to join your tribe? So there's a guy in England who's selling denim all around the world. And there are people in Singapore who are selling handmade items all around the world. And there are people in Mexico who are marketing their resort all around the world. So we can talk about globalization all we want, but if you're a small business, the fact is, ideas that spread win. And even if you're a local bakery, the local bakery can use its ideas within the local community to make its tribe more connected. And when that happens, you can get back to the work you set out to do this morning, which is to make the best product, the best service you possibly can. But if you're going to fold your arms and say it's beneath you to tell a story, and it's beneath you to treat your customers with respect, and it's beneath you to connect with people, then soon you will discover you no longer have the privilege of making what you believe in. I'm excited to come to Finland and talk with people who are so engaged with and excited about creativity. And I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know. And I'm not going to tell you anything you can't already read on my blog. What I will do is two things. One, hopefully open some doors for you. Help you see the passion that it's possible to bring to the work you're already doing. And two, with the help of the organizers there, connect you to the people standing next to you, and connect you to the people standing at the espresso bar, and connect you to fellow travelers who are also taking the time to stand up and think about what it means to be creative. Because for the first time ever, we all have the tools that we need. What we don't have necessarily is the guts to do something with them. Hi, I'm Seth Godin. Meet me in 2014 at the Creativity World Forum.